there is a shift happening in education, and it is a shift away from academics, reading, writing, math, and history, to an education all about attitudes, values, beliefs, and behaviors, and changing the next generation's worldview.
I think what's happening in education today is a national security threat to the United States, at least in the future, if not today, because obviously what we're doing is creating the next generation of leaders, of voters, of people who will determine the future course of our country. And to the extent that they are, well, being fundamentally transformed, if I can use that expression, I think that has the distinct potential of creating dangers for our country in terms of its future leadership, even its future awareness of the kinds of threats we face as a country and as a people.
Is shifting to an education of equity based on equal outcomes. And that shift is dangerous for children because it's actually a dumbing down. And you're no longer being taught to be a unique, wonderful individual who can accomplish great things. You are now being taught using progressive teaching strategies that really push a collectivist worldview.
Under the core curriculum, I think what we're increasingly seeing is a very benign characterization of Islam. One that is frankly not truthful, one that enables those who are seeking to perpetrate a kind of fraud on us, to deny us situational awareness, as the military calls it, to create conditions under which they can advance methodically, systematically, and effectively their agenda of domination, of our submission. Those texts, those curricula are, I'm afraid, enablers of the Muslim Brotherhood's agenda.
And so parents need to go into their schools and ask 3 questions. Can I see what you're teaching my child? Can I see how you're teaching my child? What is the professional development of the teacher? What do the instructional materials look like? And then can I see who's financially benefiting from the curriculum products that my child's teacher is being evaluated on?
I think there's no question that what is coming out of sort of revised texts and the curricula and some of the exercises that students are being subjected to is increasingly a kind of propaganda, yes, a kind of indoctrination, and to the extent that we're not even aware it's happening. So we've put together a series of monographs that look at different ways in which this civilization jihad, as the Muslim Brotherhood calls it, is being used in our country. One of the most important of them, I think, is the work that will be coming out of Alice Linahan's book, kind of adaptation of it for this purpose, a monograph. But her larger efforts, her training programs, her book, videos that she's been doing are just incalculably important, I think, to helping the rest of us have a sense of the use to which our educational system is being put by people, clearly among the Muslim Brothers, but frankly many on the left as well, to effect the kind of fundamental transformation of this country that I believe will be exceedingly detrimental to future generations of Americans.
In the United States, we used to have a system of education, kindergarten through 12th grade. And you went to school, you learned how to read well, write well, do math, and you knew history. And when you graduated in 12th grade, then you were free to go to college and follow that path. Or you could go down a vocational path and follow your passion, but you were free to decide. And what is happening is we're changing our system in education to what's called a P20W, and that stands for preschool through the workforce. In 2002, all 50 states set up these database systems, and they started collecting data on our children. In 2009, those database systems were upgraded with the stimulus package. And then in 2011, Obama changed the regulation. He didn't change the law, he changed the regulation on the FERPA law, which is like our HIPAA law in healthcare. FERPA law is our children's privacy law. And he changed that regulation to, in the name of education research, our children's data can be collected without parental consent. I'm a parent. I have 3 children, an 18-year-old, a 16-year-old, and an 11-year-old. And I don't think that my children's generation will be free and prosperous like what we've had, which we've been gifted. And so I'm willing to stand up and fight. Once you start uncovering the facts about what's actually happening, as moms and dads and grandparents and taxpayers, we want our children to be free, to follow their passion. And so I'm willing to stand up, and I think once parents understand the truth of what's happening, they'll stand up as well.